Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the channel, and I'll recap the second A-Sun tournament semifinals for this one, but I want to get this Horizon League tournament game out of the way. This, man, it came down the wire in this one. No quit by Purdue Fort Wayne against Youngstown State. I want to recap this one because the Horizon League's going to be a good tournament as well, and this is a quarterfinal. And Purdue Fort Wayne was actually down by like, I got the stat. They were down by like 15 points with like 5 minutes left in this one. 5 minutes, 15 seconds. They were down by 15 points, 59-44. And they made just a valiant effort in this one. I don't think Youngstown State didn't make a shot in the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Like, Purdue Fort Wayne really gave it their all. Youngstown State really outplayed them for a majority of the game, really until the last, I'd say about the last, like, 4 minutes. Like, they even cut it down to a 1-point game. And they made a late charge, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. They were actually tied up at halftime. It was 26-26, a very defensive game in the first half. Then Youngstown State started to get going and push the lead out. Purdue Fort Wayne actually had a good lead in the first about 9 minutes. They were up 16-7, 9 points. They had a 9-0 run. Their last lead was 24-23 in the first half. Then Youngstown State really dominated. I think until about near the 5-minute mark, I think they held like 20 points. From the 2:35 mark until about the 5:15 mark, second half, they played really well defensively. In the final 4 minutes, they erased 14 points that 15-point deficit, but just wasn't enough in the Youngstown State Penguins advance. And but man, it's a tough loss because they were down by 15 points. I didn't think they were going to get close. They started off good in this game, but Youngstown State chipped away from there, and they went to the break, kind of back and forth defensive battle. But Youngstown State found their shot and went up 15 with 5 minutes left. But some backcourt pressure by the Dons. Purdue Fort Wayne, put some pressure in the backcourt, and it was 59-53 with 2:29 remaining. And Quentin Robertson hit a 3-pointer with 31 seconds left to cut the deficit to 1 possession, and they were cut to 2 points soon after. And down 70-67, they actually had 2 seconds left in the scramble. There was a missed free throw. Saw one chance at a game-tying shot, but they had to rush the 3-pointer. It was no good. They actually got the miss off the free throw. There was a fucking scramble for it, but the 3-pointer was no good. Morton Robinson, I thought he played pretty well for Purdue Fort Wayne. I believe he had 21 points. But Morton Robertson, he ended up with 21 points, 7 of 13 from the floor, 5 of 10 from 3. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was by far their league scorer. I think him and Jackson really carry him. Jalen Jackson, his first career double-double, he had 19 points and 11 rebounds. Nico Gillette for Youngstown State was really good. He had 22 points, 7 of 12 from the floor. He was 2 of 4 from 3, 6 of his 8 free throws. He had 10 rebounds, so a double-double for Nico Gillette. What's his name? Ty Harper. 20 points. He was 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 7 from the 3-point line. Very good game from those two. Both scored 20 points. They made up for 42 points. They scored 42 of their 72 points. These two really carried them for a majority of this game. Carroll had 11 points, made 7 of his 9 free throws. He had 12 rebounds, so really dominated the glass here. And I like that these games are actually home games. Kind of fun. But those were 3 players that scored double figures in this one for Youngstown State. Let's go to the visitor box score, see if there's any other notable stats here. Rasheed Bello was trash. 6 points, 3 of 12 from the floor. He was trash. But it's just really two guys that really carried him in this one was Morton Robertson and Jalen Jackson. I mean, he was 6 of 17, but he was 7 of 10 from the free throw line with 11 rebounds. It's just, they really let that game get away from them. They really let this game get away from them in the start of that second half because it was tied. It was tied going to the break. But then they just kind of fell apart at the start of that half. They made it close, but you just can't rely on those late comebacks because you don't know what's going to happen. And Youngstown State, you kind of got a bit too comfortable with that, I think, 15-point lead. They just got kind of too comfortable, I thought. They turned the ball over too much. They turned over 17 times at Purdue Fort Wayne. Scored only 15 points out of it. 10 points in the fast break. 12 of 21 on layups. So, and the offense wasn't really that good. They scored 30 of their 75 possessions, which is .893 points per possession. And they turned it over 17%. 17% turnover rate. At Youngstown State, they got 28 points in the paint. They forced 13 turnovers and scored 19 points. They scored 13 points, they scored 19 points off 13 turnovers, 13 offensive rebounds, which helped 7 of 13 in layups, 3-4 on dunks. .960 points per possession. I thought both teams were good defensively. It was just kind of that rhythm Youngstown State got up to get up by 15. So, yeah, that's all to say here. Number 4 Youngstown State beats number 5 Purdue Fort Wayne and advances to the next round of the Horizon League tournament. Despite not scoring a field goal in the last 5 minutes, they hang on and win. They just gotta, be careful in these late games. I mean, you can't turn the ball over that much, and you can't just get comfortable with these big leads late in games because you never know what's going to happen. But 22 points from Gillette helps them defeat Purdue Fort Wayne. Peace. So, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Until next time, I have a lot. Peace, and I'll be back here. I'll upload the next ASUN recap after this